was another cool, cloudy afternoon across North Alabama, southern and middle Tennessee. I hope you're able to get outside and enjoy the cooler air that we had across the Tennessee Valley. Kind of depending on your location, you might have had a little bit of mist to deal with. I live in Owens Crossroads, kind of at the base of Green Mountain, and there was kind of this annoying fog mist sort of a thing that hung out through almost the entire morning, even as we headed into the early part of the afternoon. When I was coming into work, I had to deal with that mist right about until I got to the top of Montesano. Then as I was coming down Montesano on 431 down into the city of Huntsville, of course, I really began to lose a lot of that mist. But again, my house sits right at the bottom of Green Mountain, and I really had kind of this annoying fog mist sort of a thing to deal with. It was great still. I still spent a lot of time outside. I wanted to take advantage of the cooler air, still went on my run, still walk the dog, that sort of a thing. But just kind of what was lingering around, at least in my specific location. Other folks were just talking about a little bit of cloud cover with no mist. And I say a little bit of cloud cover like there was only a little bit. There was a lot of cloud cover this afternoon. And other folks have really begun to see some clearing over the last couple of hours. Look at current satellite imagery. You can kind of see there's this sharp defining line of some of that thicker cloud cover east of the I-65 corridor, encompassing much of Madison County, Jackson, DeKalb, and Marshall counties, a good chunk of Morgan County, and then down into Coleman County, Lincoln County, up across southern middle Tennessee. Really, again, everybody east of the I-65 corridor still dealing with that really thick deck of clouds. That's probably going to stick with us through the rest of the evening, and we're really not going to get to enjoy much in the way of any sort of sunshine if you're east of the I-65 corridor. If you're west of the I-65 corridor, it's a very different setup, especially across Lauderdale, Colbert, and then down into Franklin County, where they've really begun to see some clearing, not just over the last couple of hours, but really over the last 3 or 4 hours. Some of that cloud cover has really begun to break up, and then up across southern middle Tennessee, Giles County specifically, up in southern middle Tennessee, not so much in Lincoln County, but Giles County, we've really begun to see that clearing over the last couple of hours. That clearing continues back into Lawrence County, a small portion of Morgan County, Limestone County. I would not be the least bit surprised if our friends in Athens are also beginning to see a little bit of clearing. Now, this is just a satellite image. We can put some images on this, some real-time images. Here we are in Florence, the Florence Harbor there at McFarland Park. You can kind of see the cloud cover off in the distance, but look at the beautiful blue sky. What a fantastic way to in the afternoon over in northwest Alabama. They had below average temperatures over there today, and then they still get to enjoy a little bit of sunshine. The rest of us, we have below average temperatures, and we have to deal with a little bit of cloud cover. It would be really nice to get the below average temperatures with the sunshine, but those are conditions we're probably not going to expect across the Tennessee Valley until we get to mid to late October, where we're talking about temperatures in the 70s with sunshine. Now, it's temperatures in the 70s with cloud cover, and that's exactly what we're talking about over on the other end of the Tennessee Valley. We went from Florence all the way out to DeKalb County, where they're just talking about that thick deck of cloud cover, and they're not the only ones still dealing with the thick deck of cloud cover. Here we are in Newmarket, still talking about the cloud cover, maybe a couple of breaks in the cloud cover here and there. It's trying to break up a little bit, but otherwise, clouds as far as the eye can see in Newmarket. Then if we overlook the parkway, we're overlooking North Memorial Parkway north this evening is the exact direction we're looking. Traffic appears to be moving smoothly, but it's this view specifically where I think you kind of get a really good look, I guess. I was looking for a better word. I was looking for a more technical word, but I couldn't find it. You get a really good look at just how low that cloud deck is. Again, this is something that you would expect kind of during the fall, on a cloudy day during the fall, where you get that kind of thick, low deck of clouds that really do not produce any rain, with the exception of that annoying mist that I was talking about at my house. But again, this is a view you would expect during the fall, not a view that you would expect in early August. And the clouds don't produce any rain. Radars look nice and quiet all afternoon, kind of just hinting at that the clouds typically don't produce any rain. Well, here's radar to match that. And we're going to continue to stay dry as we head into the evening, and then even as we head into the overnight. We're still going to maintain some of the cloud cover, though it does begin to break up a little bit more as we head into your Wednesday afternoon. Futurecast trying to bring in a couple of rogue showers. I think that activity is going to be somewhat hard to come by, and honestly, I think most of us are going to end up spending the day dry. Some of that cloud cover begins to break up a little bit more as we head into the overnight, early into your Thursday morning. We head into the Thursday morning commute, still talking about some of it across the Tennessee Valley, and then it's going to stick with us in some capacity through Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. As we head into the later part of the work week, I'm going to gradually begin to increase the opportunity for rain just a little bit. No day is going to be a complete washout. The shower activity is still going to be incredibly isolated in nature, where most of us are going to spend the rest of the week dry. We are going to be dry Thursday night, and then as we head into the early part of Friday morning. Because they have seen a little bit of sunshine over the last couple of hours, temperatures were able to climb into the lower 80s. Pulaski currently sitting at 81 degrees. Florence sitting, they saw 81 degrees this afternoon. Florence saw a high temperature of 82. Everybody else climbed into the mid-70s. Fort Payne saw 76, so did Arab and Albertville. The cooler spots this afternoon were Russellville, Moulton, and Coleman. The Huntsville International Airport saw a high temperature today of 78 degrees. That marks 2 consecutive days where the high temperature was less than 80 degrees, and it's been a while. The last time we had a period of 2 consecutive days where the high temperature was less than 80 degrees, got to go all the way back to late May, May 26th and May 27th. That was the last time we had 2 consecutive days where the high temperature was less than 80 degrees. Now, in case you're curious, the average high temperature right around 91 or 92. Now, we're eventually going to get there, but it's going to take some time. It's going to be very gradual over the next several days. As we head into your Wednesday, I think temperatures are going to climb into the mid-80s. As we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, now I think we're talking about the upper 80s. Now we get to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week, beginning to see temperatures climb a little bit more. It's also going to get a little more humid as we head into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It's going to feel more like summer. It's going to feel more like it should in early August across the Tennessee Valley, where the lower 90s are going to move back into the area, and we're also going to begin to talk about a little more humidity. Current temperatures across the Tennessee Valley. I don't actually think Fayetteville made it to 81 this afternoon. Still sitting at 82 in Pulaski, 81 right now in Florence, 78 Athens, 76 Decatur, still holding on to 78 in Huntsville, and a pair of 75s right now for Arab and Albertville. Fort Payne also currently sitting at 75 degrees. Through the rest of the evening, if you'd like to spend a little bit of time outside, you can certainly do that. 78 at 7, 78 by 8, 75 degrees. By the time we get to 9 o'clock, the vast majority of us holding on to the cloud cover. Some of us get to enjoy a nice clear sky, as I showed you out over in Florence, where at this point they're talking about kind of ample blue sky. A great night across the area. We're going to be talking about patchy fog. More on that in just a second. First, we talk about the temperatures. Once again, I think this is going to be another one of those nights when you can give the AC a bit of a break. Open the windows, let in the fresh air. Open the windows in my house once again this afternoon. It's really nice to be able to give the AC a break, even if it's for just a couple of days. Temperatures dropping into the mid-60s. I've got a low temperature right around 67 degrees. Took the dog out when I got home from work last night, and it was truly amazing. Kind of excited to take the dog out again tonight. I go out. I don't have to go out because I have a fence, so he gets to stay confined. But I go out just so I enjoy the mid-60s. He gets to enjoy the 60s, so I should get to enjoy the 60s. And I think he enjoys it because last night, normally he goes out, does his business, and then comes right back in the house. But last night, he wanted to spend quite a bit of time outside. So I think he enjoys it. I think Gator enjoys it when he gets to spend a little bit of time outside because it's a little bit cooler. Patchy dense fog develops as we head into the Wednesday morning commute. Now, this morning, I think that fog was a little more isolated in nature. I think it's going to be more of a widespread concern across the Tennessee Valley as we head into the Wednesday morning commute. So bear this in mind. Just allow yourself a couple of extra minutes as you head out the door for work tomorrow morning. When the kids get on the school bus, it's going to be quite nice. 70 at 7, 72 by 8, 75 by 9, mid and upper 70s as we head into the later part of the morning. Talking about a mostly cloudy sky. Some of us are going to get to enjoy a little bit of sunshine for the Wednesday morning commute. Other folks are going to be dealing with fog. Temperatures climb into the mid-80s tomorrow afternoon, mid and upper 80s. Kind of already went over this. Now these numbers, again, still below where we should be this time of year, but we're beginning to see temperatures climb. Off to the tropics we go, still talking about Tropical Storm Dexter. Right now, Dexter has sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, moving to the northeast at about 13 miles per hour at this point. We're kind of in the northern Atlantic Ocean. It poses no threat to the continental United